Hey, what's up everyone, and welcome back to the end of 2025, looking back this year at this time video games. Yes, the top 10 video games that I think are the best of 2025, starting with number 10, Terminator 2D, No Fate. Yeah, after several delays, this one finally got released, and it's pretty new still, so I ain't got much to say about it, other than the fact that, okay, maybe it's a little too short, considering the price tag for a physical copy is $60 and for digital it's about $30. Even that's a little too steep for a game that's pretty short, but thankfully very faithful to the movie. It's based off the second movie, in case you're wondering, like the title would suggest, and, well, takes a few liberties adding a couple of segments that you haven't seen, and, well, mostly scenes that you have seen in the second film, which is one of James Cameron's all-time blockbuster action-packed sequels, probably one of the best of all time. Guess you could say this Terminator's back. And, well, if you love Contra, if you love any of those side-scrolling type of shooting games, and if you love the second movie as much as I did, then this one is super action-packed and awesome, baby. But again, maybe a little too short, but that's why I included it at this spot. And yes, it even plays great on Switch. Trust me. Number 9, Mario Kart World. Yes, the launch title for the Nintendo Switch 2, which I already reviewed as well as this game, and I ain't got much to say. It may not be as good as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the Switch, but I would say this one is a very good one. It's still very playable. It has really nice looking graphics. I mean, it has enough polish and lots of unlockable characters. Of course, the coin collecting is back, and okay, some of them may not be the greatest. I mean, you got bunch of little side villains and characters that don't really have much appeal to many gamers that are expecting a lot more, and others are just characters that you already have unlocked just with alternate outfits. But the cool new features are like the open world where you can do side missions and everything like that. Check out and see what each racetrack is like. And you can do this while waiting for an online game. The online mode is back. You can do the races, battle modes, and most notably, the newest feature is the Knockout Tour, where you go through several different parts of a major course, like an elimination game. You have to be in a certain position to be winning that match, otherwise you're out. And another cool thing that I noticed that you've probably seen in the review of this game that I already mentioned is the ability to drive on the side of the rails or power lines to pretty much boost yourself up. All the stuff that you mostly remember from the previous games is there, whether it's carts or bikes. It's Mario Kart World. Again, may not be as good as the last one, but I'd say it's a great launch title for the Switch too. Number 8, Jurassic World Evolution 3. Yeah, that's right. This is a Jurassic World or Jurassic Park-ish game I didn't see coming this year, and I was really surprised. I didn't know how much more they were going to do with this franchise, and we're still waiting on the Jurassic Park survival game, but in the meantime, we got this one. More Dino Park building on not only the islands, but also on the mainland parts of different countries, and the same stuff returns, as well as some new stuff. The difficulty's toned down a little more, but the mission, campaign mode, and even the sandbox mode makes a return. Lots of new dinosaurs, new things like being able to breed and make juvenile dinosaurs. So yeah, if you enjoyed the first two, and especially the second one, which improved, I would say this one improves even more. Life does find a way. The only problem with this game is it's not sold in stores. You have to order it online physically or download it digitally. I don't understand that. Otherwise, yes, dinosaurs are still awesome. And being able to create dino parks, well, I guess you could say it's dynamite. Number 7, Assassin's Creed Shadows. Yeah, that's right. I'm thankfully grateful to see that this series has mostly gotten back on track. Taking place in Japan, I anticipated this one, and I can't say much more. It looks and plays great. Again, you do have the grinding feature and everything. You do have, of course, things that you've seen in the previous games. But it feels like it's going back into more familiar territory, making it feel more like an Assassin's Creed game, much like the first two. Playing missions, doing side quests, and just going all out, assassinating enemies. The death scenes and everything, it just feels and looks awesome as ever. All the scenery, the graphics, especially on PlayStation 5. It's also available on Xbox and Steam, obviously. It looks and plays fantastically. I mean, with all the different seasons and everything, you can create your own hideout and everything with all different places, whether it's for scouts, horse barn, places to upgrade your weapons. It feels and plays just the way it should, mostly. Number 6, Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. Yes, the game that I longly anticipated for so many years and is finally out. It came out in December of 2025 to be exact, so yeah, I know, it's fairly new, but it counts. And I can safely say it's mostly worth the wait. It does the continuation, it puts you right into the action, just the way I expected. Shooting and the controls and everything makes you feel right at home if you played the last 3 Metroid Prime games. I definitely would say it's better than the other M. But yeah, I know, there are some criticisms with the whole open world scenario. And if you play it on Switch 2, which is the one I have, it's also available on Switch 1, you can use the motion gyro controls, with aiming and shooting. You have a bunch of different options. It looks great. I mean, it got all the sound effects and music and everything that, like I said, will make you feel right at home if you're a die-hard Metroid fan in the first-person perspective. And I would say, okay, it's not as good as the first 3, but like I said, definitely better than the other end. If you can get over the whole open world and all that empty space problem, you'll definitely get your kicks and enjoy this one for what it is. Samus is definitely still just as badass as ever. Number 5, Death Stranding 2. Yeah, I did enjoy the first one, Director's Cut version to be exact, on the PlayStation 5, which looks and plays great, much better than the regular edition. Definitely added that polish to it that it needed, and this one definitely improves over it. I was really surprised. I mean, it's definitely much faster paced, has much better handling, it's a great continuation of the first game, the graphics look amazing, and on PlayStation 5, it definitely takes advantage of the console's amazing capabilities and shows that a sequel can improve over the first one. So, yeah, if you were disappointed with the regular first one, have no fear, there's always room for improvement, and this is a perfect example of that. Number 4, Hades 2. Yeah, that's right. I finally got myself into this RPG franchise after playing the first one, which was really great. I mean, it has beautiful, sort of anime style of animation, if that makes any sense, but it's great, it's dark, it's stylish, it has great characters. Obviously, it's not for everybody, considering the amount of violence and everything like that, and if you're into this kind of witchcraft type of magic, going on into the underworld and fighting all sorts of ghosts and monsters and demons and gods and everything like that. And this one continues and, in fact, in most ways, improves on the first one. Now, please note this before playing or even thinking about buying this. It's not like any other RPG game where it's a lengthy adventure and you get different save points and checkpoints, whereas if you die, you could start at that checkpoint. No, you have to go all the way through without dying, otherwise you get sent back to the beginning. But of course, because it's an RPG game, you accumulate experience points and all the improvements of your character to try to make it through and keep replaying to get your character the more likely chance to make it all the way to the end. And that's exactly what this game does as well. It adds more weapons, and well, yeah, it's not for everybody. I get that. It can be frustrating and challenging. But the weapons, all the different varieties of spells and improvements and upgrades and everything like that, it makes it just as great, if not, like I said, even better. I mean, it's a fantastic adventure that shows how far this girl will go to fight off evil and put down the evil Kronos once and for all. Yeah, it's challenging, but damn, the animation style, once again, just like the first game, it's as beautiful, well-crafted, great voice acting, and great story. I highly recommend, though, going for the digital version because the physical copies of this game, especially on Switch 2, are a bit pricey. Digitally, it's about only $30. So I'd say that's fair. Unless you're a real physical game collector, then go for it. Otherwise, this trip to the underworld is well worth it. Especially on Switch 2, which is the one I have. Fantastic. Number 3, Doom the Dark Ages. Yep, one that I anticipated for 2025, and I can safely say this one did not disappoint. I enjoyed the hell out of the reboot that came out in 2016, as well as its sequel that came out in 2020 during the pandemic. Fantastic job there, and this one adds that much needed polish with more weapons. Of course, it's a prequel taking place more in the medieval times, again on the hellish version of Mars or Earth, wherever the hell you are, taking on a whole horde of enemies and slaughtering the hell out of them, shooting them, taking them out with all sorts of medieval weapons. And I know, of course, the mechanical dragon parts of the game can be a little weird and can really play on your patience a little bit. And of course, taking control of those big giant things. It's actually a cool concept, and I'll give them credit for adding a bit of variety to the game. So, yeah, they wanted to add more to it, make it more than what it is, and I'm fine with that. But the shooting, the puzzles, finding your way around in a fast-paced first-person shooting action type of game like this, it's Doom. What more do I have to say? Number 2, Midnight Walk. Another one that I anticipated for 2025, and I'm definitely pleased with this one. Obviously, it's only for Steam and PlayStation 5. I don't have the VR headset for PS5, as I mentioned many times. So, yeah, you could just play it regularly in the first-person perspective, and I love the style of this game. It's creepy, it's atmospheric. I mean, it's almost like watching an old-school style claymation, Tim Burton-ish like movie, you know, with a good story, good creepy type of vibes and atmosphere to it, and some scary stuff that can really give you nightmares a little bit. But I love the puzzle solving. I love all the creativity behind this game. Activity full of puzzles, and some parts that can be pretty challenging, but it's a huge adventure that's both creepy and beautiful at the same time. As I said, if you're into this kind of style of animation that you've seen in a lot of these kind of movies, then this is a walk you definitely have to take at least once. And the number 1 best game of 2025 is Donkey Kong Bonanza. Yeah, that's right, the barrel-smashing, banana-loving Donkey Kong himself has, well, made his second transition into 3D. Obviously, we had Donkey Kong 64, which was great. A bit flawed, though, with some of the iffy camera controls, but luckily with this game, it's definitely a lot better. And okay, having to pound your way through the ground to collect coins and bananas and all sorts of different essentials can be a bit tedious and monotonous at times, but that's part of the game. Basically, it's a huge adventure throughout different parts of the different underground worlds. You have overworlds, underground worlds. It's so beautiful and colorful. The soundtrack and music score is great, and it'll just keep you hooked, and it certainly did for me, until you beat the entire game all the way through. You have your sidekick, which actually is the same exact character from Mario Odyssey, and in matter of fact, it exists in the same universe as that game, serving as a prequel. After all, there wouldn't be Mario without the Donkey Kong arcade game. Makes sense right there. It bears a lot of vibes and similarities to Mario Odyssey or pretty much any 3D Mario adventure game, whereas instead of collecting stars or these moon-shaped things in Mario Odyssey, you collect bananas. You have all sorts of different abilities that you accumulate over time. There's plenty of challenges that you have to complete. You got different boss fights, plenty of throwbacks to the old school Donkey Kong games, which is a nice added touch. Hell, there's even parts of the game that make you feel like you're playing those kind of games, like with the mine carts, and especially when you get towards the end of the game, not to spoil too much. I promise to do a full review on this eventually down the road. But if you love the old Donkey Kong games, this is a fantastic adventure game. It's fun, it's colorful, it's challenging, and it's just a total blast. This is Donkey Kong right here, making the correct transition into 3D, not to crap on the N64 game, but this, I feel, is just done so well. More than well, in fact. It is a superb example, and just another great reason to own a Nintendo Switch 2. In my opinion, best game on the Nintendo Switch 2 so far, or I should say, best game of 2025. Definitely more than enough to feed that monkey in you a banana and put a pounding on your chest. In a great way. So that's my list right there, people. Until next time, happy gaming and happy new year.